We are checking out the newly reset up and designed 120 gallon tank with the DIY 3D background that I just completed. Let's take a closer look. Turned all the lights off down here in the basement fish room just so we can get a really good clear view of this 3D background that I just completed, and a lot of glare down here, of course, with the reflection of all the other tanks and whatnot. So bear with me. We will just take a look at this background here where we can get a good look. This is the one that I just completed. This one I actually completed with cement this time, some acrylic paints, all different colors to achieve the effects that I have achieved here. And then this one is sealed with a special fish safe and fish type of epoxy coating. So this one, in my opinion, probably one of the better 3D backgrounds that I have done. This one is you know, more of a massive rocks style where the rocks are bigger. They do come out a little bit more. As you can see, the left hand side of the tank I designed where it did come out about halfway out into the tank, and the right hand side is just all open swimming space. I was going to add some more ground rocks, especially towards the middle and towards the right side of the tank, but I decided to just keep it more of an open concept. I really like how it came out. Very happy with the results. Just taking a quick side shot here of what we are dealing with this background. You can see the other end there, the left side of the tank. It does come out. There are lots of caves that the fish can swim in and out of and through. I think it's a pretty cool design. I really do like this style, and I'm probably going to mimic this style more so going forward on my 3D backgrounds that I build. I was contemplating doing the same thing on the left side over on the right side, but I just felt like it might have taken up a little more space than I wanted it to. So this is the design I went with. I'm extremely happy with it, very satisfied. Let's turn the lights on down here in the basement and show the rest of the setup, lighting, filtration, sump, etc. All right, so just an FYI, the basement fish room here video is coming up next. I don't want to spoil it too much, so I will make a separate video on that. But anyways, here we are with the 120 gallon tank. Now this tank is 4 feet long and 2 feet front, 2 back. So it's a pretty nice size, not big by any standards, but definitely nice for a small little show tank. Originally I was going to use this as a grow out tank, but then I got involved with this 3D background and not really sure what I'm going to put in. I think I'm going to put my typical peacocks and haps just because you know, I love those guys, and I have a tank. If you see, the lights are off on this tank, of course, but sorry for the glare, but this is a 75 gallon grow out tank that I have with a bunch of really nice peacocks, a couple haps. So I may end up taking some of these guys out, the nicer guys out of here, and putting them in the tank. Not really sure yet. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, let me know what you think. But anyways, here we go back to the 120 gallon tank. So as I said, it's a standard 120 gallon tank that I ended up drilling myself for the overflow. You can see the overflow right here in the center. It is a 12-inch overflow box. I have siliconed it to the back of the glass there, and I went with a bean animal drainage system. We will check that out in just a minute. I just want to show the rest of the tank and the sump system. All right, guys, so one of my favorite parts of the tanks, as you guys already know, is what I like to refer to as the engine room. In this case, another sump. This is the 4th sump I have running in the house on my tanks. And this one just happens to be a 40-gallon breeder tank that I, of course, cut the glass for, made the different baffles and sections, as you can see. And it is a very, very efficient and well-working sump. So I've actually had this sump for probably about 3, if not 4 years now. It was running previously on this tank when I had it set up in a previous house. So This tank is a little bit of everything, really. There is just a whole bunch of mixed media, from ceramic noodles to the ceramic blocks, a bunch of port foam, sponge filters. Of course, you can see these two drainage pipes. They are pumping a ton of water with this bean animal flow system. Great filtration into the sock. As it flows into the sock and overflows into the bed matting. Down below it goes through the port foam and then the different types of media. The next section, I drilled out this large piece of plastic, and this is basically, if I can get the light right, basically a wet dry system. It is going over a ton of port foam, if you could see that there. It is very porous. Again, sorry for the reflection, but it's very porous port foam that is just raining through. And then below that, I do have some bio balls, which are probably half submerged, so it's not an issue. But below that, I do have a ton of Reef Rock that I stole from one of my saltwater setups. But this is another great way to filter a tank. It is very porous rock, and also it maintains the hardness. I do have softer water here where we live, so it definitely helps aid in the water hardness. After that, goes through a port section here and into the main pump. The main pump is a Jabao DCP 6500 pump. It has been a great pump. I've had this pump for a little over a year. It has been running phenomenally so far, knock on wood. As you can see right here is the check valve in case of power loss or whatnot. That immediately closes. And then of course this float valve is a auto top off, and that is hooked up to my wall up there. I will show this on the fish room video, but that is actually hooked up to a handful of tanks that tops off my tanks, tops off my sumps. So anyways, here we are. That is the, bear with me here. Got this new gimbal, so I'm not shaking the camera around as much. Anyways, that has completed the tour of the sump, and let's check out the lights. So let's talk about the lighting on this tank. This lighting came from the same company as you just saw the video of the new lighting on the 300 that I just did. They are two LED floodlights. These two in particular are actually 20 watts. They are 12,000 K, that's kelvins for the temperature, the color. The ones I have on the 300 are 30 watt lights. These are 20 watt lights. I don't need the brightness that I have on the 300, of course. It's a much smaller tank. So I do have an issue with these lights. There are two of the lights on this tank. I have an issue with one of them, that being the one that is on the right. It is very difficult to impossible actually to tell on this video as I look at it through the screen here, and I'm taking the video versus looking at it in real life. It's very difficult to tell, but if you look at the left side over here, this is what I'm going for, the look. This is the 20 watt light, 12,000 K. That's what it should look like. Now over here, like I said again, I can't stress enough, it's very hard to pick up if you could even see it at all. It's much dimmer on the right side of the tank, and the color is actually a bit different. So I'm trying to get a hold of these guys where I got the lights from, and again, I'm not going to mention the name of the company right now because I'm not very thrilled, to say the least, with the lack of response that I've received in probably 5 days. I've been trying to get a hold of these guys now just to see what we can work out. You know, if they can send me another light. They should. You know, they should be sending me another light because the one I got, I'll show you guys. We'll take a look up top actually right now. The one on the left here is the good one. Again, it's a 20 watt, 12,000 K light. Nothing wrong with this one. It's the one over here on the right side that is in question. If you take a look at it, it might be hard to see, but you know, you buy these lights as new pieces of equipment. This light looks like is well worn, well used. It's scratched, it's dented, it's chipped. The surround around the light itself is actually pitted and dented. I'm not sure what happened to this light. It did light up, so I stuck it on the tank in the meantime just to basically make a video. But the lighting itself is way off compared to the other one, and I'm not happy about it. So hopefully I'm gonna hear back from these guys. I'll keep you guys posted. We'll see where this goes. And we'll go from there basically. So that's it on the lighting. I do love the floodlight look though, with the surface agitation. As you guys can see, it gives a really nice shimmer to the tank, a really great look. So again, this tank is not complete. Just finishing it up. I just wanted to get a video out as I'm cycling the tank. You can see the rocks here. I'm gonna actually be painting. This is where I glued the rocks to the glass on the side here. I'm actually going to be painting this black to make it look, you know, blend in, look really nice. You can kind of see the caves and little nooks and crannies, whatever you want to call it. Fish will be able to swim through and around. So, so that's where we're at, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be stocking it with fish here in just a few days, if not maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think about this tank. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I would appreciate it, and you guys can join me on my journey of the fish room now. I will be making that video soon to come. Hopefully within the next 2 days or so, we'll get a whole video on the fish room and what's going on down here. A lot of breeding. There's a lot of fish down here, so it'll be cool to check out. So stay tuned. As always, guys, I appreciate it. I'll talk to you on the next one.